I always remember coming home from college, particularly at Christmas time. It was kind of a momentous occasion. It was nice to get away from school. I remember driving up Wrights Hill, where our family home is, and remembering things from the past, our childhood paper route, chasing balls down the street that had escaped our yard when we were playing baseball in the backyard. And it always seemed like all the houses stayed the same, like the trees stopped growing when I was away. There was always a sense of excitement because it meant that exams were over. There were home-cooked meals on the horizon. For the first time in 4 months, I was going to have clean clothes. All those things that college students really love. But it was home. It was a place where I could be myself, a place where I knew that I would be embraced. And I think we're all looking for a place like this. Many people spend their whole lives searching for such a place. In fact, this is the story of the people of Israel, led out of slavery in Egypt, led through the desert. We all know the story. They finally arrive in the promised land. And once King David has followed God and has kind of set up a defense against all the surrounding nations, King David decides he's going to do a favor for God and build him a house. And God says, I will build you a house, but more than that, more than just a home in which you can live, more than a temple where you can worship in freedom, more than just friendly neighbors and familiar streets. I will set a place for you in the world. I will establish you as a kingdom. I will provide a place where your descendants can also belong. God provides a home for his people. Because we know that a home is more than just a place where we can kick our feet up and relax. It's more than just that recliner that seems to have been molded to our bodies perfectly. It's more than just the family pictures on the wall that remind us of who we're related to. It's a place where there is life, a place that's filled with life and the memory of life that has gone before. I think of our home when the life that we shared when our parents would go away and we'd play soccer and practice bicycle kicks in the living room when the parents weren't there. I remember with my brother turning the dining room table into a fort that would protect us against girls with cooties. It's that life. It's the memory of the life that we shared together. And that's what a home is. It's a place where we can share our joys and struggles, a place where we can accompany one another along the way, but a place, in essence, that is filled with this life. And this is what makes Mary such a beautiful home for the Son of God. Because not only was Mary spared the stain of original sin, not only was she a pure temple, a holy vessel, but more than anything, she said yes to a life that could live within her. She said yes to the life of God dwelling within her. She was willing to let go of the ideas that she had in her mind about what her life would look like and allow this new life to dwell within her. And I think this is so crucial for us because the fact is that God has prepared a home for us, a place for us, a place where we can be ourselves, a place where we can be embraced, a place where we can share the joys and the struggles of life. I think of all the people who have gone before us, who have allowed this parish to be what it is, this church of Christ the King and the church of Holy Spirit. I think of all those who have poured themselves out in love of these places. People who have given of their time and talent, people who have just poured themselves out for this place. I think of all the children that have been brought to this baptistry to be brought into the faith. I think of all those who have come here for the forgiveness of sins, all those who have come to receive the body and blood of Christ at this altar, those who have come before this altar to have their vows witnessed by the priest and by those who have gathered. There is a life that people participate in this place, and their willingness to say yes over and over again is what allows this to still be a home for us. a place where we can celebrate the sacraments and enjoy the life that God has given to us. But friends, this only works if we say yes as well, because we can't rely on the yeses of those who have gone before us. We have to say yes again to God. We have to say yes, like Mary, to allowing God to live within us. We have to say yes even to the challenges that come our way with a hope for a newness of life. We have to say yes so that God can give us a life that is far beyond anything that we can imagine. And sometimes that means we have to let go of the idea of how we would like things to be. You know, I think of that popular figure this time of year, Scrooge. So often we can be like Scrooge. We can hold things back. We can take what has been given to us and we can lock it away. We can store it for ourselves and use it for our own good. We can be like that. We can be like that with our faith. We can take this gift that we have been given and we can just lock it up in our hearts and not share it with anyone. But the fact is that we can't appreciate that gift if we don't use it. You know, Mary didn't lock the baby Jesus in the basement of Nazareth. She allowed him to live, to grow, and to do his ministry so that he could fulfill the mission that God had given to him. And by doing that, she experienced a fullness of life that she couldn't have imagined before. And this is what we have to do as well. A gift has been given to us. A faith has been given to us that we have to share, because we will never understand its full value unless we share it with our brothers and sisters who need to receive it as well. And so as we approach the end of this Advent season and enter into this Christmas season, let's say yes again, because there's no one of us who can say yes for the rest. All of us individually have to be willing to say yes to Christ, to say yes to the newness of life, to say yes to something that is beyond our imagination. And if we do this, if we say yes to Him, and if each of us is willing to pour ourselves out as those who have gone before us have, then this place can continue to be a home for us as we share our lives together, and a home for our God, where we can worship in freedom and with great joy.